Start. Right. Good evening, everyone, and trust you're having a great event. So, in the next couple of minutes, I'll be taking you through a conversation which is on this topic: how pro developers can contribute to local development. I want us to together go through this conversation today, and I will be talking through about 4 points. Please move next. Yes. It's not a Christmas season, but I'm here with gifts as usual. People that know me know I always come with gifts. I move around with gifts. So I have a gift for someone today at the end of this whole talk. Next. What will I be talking through, or what will our conversation be all about? Please, next. Hmm. All right. So today, this conversation will be about four main topics. Number one, we are all low coders, and that's what I want to establish first. And two, the challenge. What challenge are we facing right today? Number three, how do you tap into the opportunity? And finally, I have a call for everyone. So, move next. Let's talk about we are all low coders. Someone say code get levels. That's where I'm going to start today. Code get levels. So there are different levels to this coding thing, right? And I'm here to prove to you that we are all low coders. And I will be sharing some points which you will agree with me as I move through this point, why we are all coders and why code get levels. Next. So the first point, yes, I have a lot of animations on this screen, so we have to click next a lot. So next, the first point, there is a coding for programming languages. Imagine the languages we use today, they were actually written a particular code so that they can be efficient and you can actually learn and work with them. So there is a code that was written to make programming in those languages exist. So, meaning to those who write in programming languages today, those who actually made those programming languages available for you, they simplify coding. They made it a low code for you. Next. There's also a coding for programming platform. The platform where you're writing your code, it takes a code to build this platform. So you as a coder today, pride in Java and PHP, JavaScript, you are writing them on either Visual Studio Code or different, platform. Those platforms were built with code. So someone still literally made a low code tool for you to still use. It's a low level in terms of coding compared to you building that platform. Number three, there's a code for programming libraries. When you use all these libraries to get your work done faster and better, those libraries were written as well in code. But when you are consuming them with your codes, with lesser syntax, you get done what you need to do. Meanwhile, the programming, the library itself, are taking care of all the things you need to do. And next, there is also code for low code. So even low code platform, there is code for it. People write code to build low code. So I'm here to prove to us, number one, all of us, we are low coders. And number two, code get levels. I just showed you different levels of this coding. Most of people here might be maybe at code for programming libraries. You use libraries, you program a lot of things. So let's move next to the challenge. So if you use libraries today, then you are a low coder in any form. So if you think, oh, because I write in Java, I write in particular programming, as long as you use different form of libraries, you are actually a low coders, because those libraries have simplified some of the things you need to do, and all you have to do is to call those libraries, the functions, the class within those libraries, and get those things done for you. Imagine you want to literally do those things that those libraries and functions are doing for you. It means it might take you months, because, or even not possible for some of you, because it will take a longer time to learn to get it done. So if today you use any library to get your work done while writing your programming languages, then you are all low coders. And that's order to prove that we are all low coders. Okay? So there's a challenge which I'm going to talk us through and then show us why we should all contribute towards low code. Next. Currently, the world is having an imbalance. There's a lot of skill today in terms of labor in the industry. As a matter of fact, I advocate every time for internship opportunity for people in data, junior software dev. So there is labor, right there. But what the world is facing that is affecting the global GDP is productivity. There's no enough productivity in organizations to get to that point of growth where they can open more doors for more people to come in. So, and if these imbalances continues, then we're going to see repeated economic recession. So it's a global challenge, and it's a call to both you and I to see how can we address this. And I'm going somewhere. So for organizations to truly make this chart more balanced, to increase the productivity of organizations and even people, so that we can have more room for growth, and when we are growing we can employ more people. That way we can return this scale to balance. There's need for automation, there's need for building more applications, there's need for to be more innovative with the way we offer products and services. Next, and for us to be more innovative, automate processes, do things better, we need to create more applications and platforms. And it's been projected by IDC that there's going to be 500 million new applications to be built in the next couple of years, like 2-3 years to this time. This 500 million new applications is more than all the applications that have been built in the past 40 years. Yes, in the dot-com bubble. So you see, it's a lot of challenge for us. And if your question or your response is, okay, let's go ahead, let's build all these apps. In the US alone, there is 4 million developer shortfall. So in the US, they are having lack of skill to build new apps. Skilled developers, 4 million shortfall. So if you bring that to Africa, you will realize that we will have much more than this. Mind you, for us to return back to productivity, new platforms, new tools, new applications need to be built. But there is already a developer shortfall. Next. So it's also been projected that by 2026, there's going to be approximately 149 million new jobs in the digital space. And out of these 149 new jobs, 98 million of them is software development. Obviously, we already have 4 million shortfall in US alone. And if we are to, have 98 million new job roles in the next couple of years, 4-5 years, or even lesser than that, there's no way to cover that skill gap. So there's a new projection that by 2026, 75% of our applications in the workplace are going to be built using low code. And this is the real challenge. We know there's a challenge to build new tools. We know there's a challenge for organizations to be more productive. And right here, because we have a developer shortfall, in the next couple of years, 75% of applications in the workplace are going to be built using low-code platform. So what exactly is this low-code? And how do we navigate ourselves through this? Next. I have just described the challenge. The challenge is the world is facing a productivity crisis. We have enough people that are skilled, we have labor, but there's not enough productivity to enable a growth that can get more people into the system. And we know to get that done, we need to build new applications, new tools, new platform, innovate with what we do. To get that done, we need about 500 million new applications. And we don't have enough skilled software developers to do this, because in US alone, we have 4 million shortfall. And it's been projected that 75% of new applications in the next couple of years is going to be developed using local technology. So now we have established that there's a challenge that is pending. So how can you tap into this? It's an opportunity. Every challenge is an opportunity. And right here, next. So I'm going to use this to introduce you to Microsoft Power Platform, which is low-code application development platform. And the main message here is how you can tap in and also build or contribute to local development. First, this application suite, some of them you are familiar with it. We have Power BI for data analysis. We have Power Apps for building application for enterprise. We have Power Automate for automating processes, making solutions to talk to each other. We have Power Virtual Agent for creating chatbot, intelligent chatbot in a matter of hours. We have Power Pages for building websites for companies. All these solutions, one thing that is common to them here is power. You can see that because it's enable people to do more with less. So it is low-code platform. And speaking back to how you can contribute to this. Next. Okay. Sorry. Next. Oh, go back up. Now. No? A slide before this. Yeah, okay. Next now. All right. As a pro developers, right here is the call today. The call is for you to contribute to local development. What you need to do is create more connectors. How can you as individual, as a pro developers, contribute to local development? You can do this easily by creating more connectors, because local developers are limited with what they can do. It is connectors that determines how well they can go. And speaking back to my slide, you will see that I have a keyword there. They develop faster. When you give a low-code person the code or the API, which is called connector, to do something, they will definitely leverage it and get it done. But if you are giving them the API in itself, they might not even know how to interact with it. So the call here is when you give them connectors and you create connectors, and I'm going to cite a scenario. You have a core business applications and then they want to build some solution to interact with it. Build a connector, build an API and turn it to a connector that they can use in any of the solutions that they've built. Or you already have API as microservices, create a connector out of it. And to create a connector is not easy. I'm going to share the resource at the end. Okay, next, as I wrap up my session. All right, so when you use connectors, developers are able to develop faster, local developers, because that's the goal. People can now consume these solutions and build something out of it easy and fast. Next. All right, so in conclusion, because it's a short call, the problem is that there's a lot that is happening over the world with productivity, and pro developers alone cannot handle it. So we need local developers to come in and also solve some of this problem. For them to solve it, you also have a role to play. And your role is by creating connectors. As you create connectors, we're enabling millions of individuals who are not pro developers, but they can leverage your solution to start building other solutions. Right. So, next. For you to contribute, so I have this call to action right here. If you'd like to contribute through custom connectors, you can easily visit this link, aka.ms/build your first connector. There is a well-documented guide that can enable you. Wherever you work today, in a startup, in an already established institution, you can create connector on top of your APIs. And those connectors can literally enable business people to do more with less. And more also, you can be an individual contributor. You can build just like an open source. You can create connectors and make it available on the store, and people can use it. So it's not just paid connector or for organizations alone. Anything you interact with today, any API you consume today, you can go ahead and build connectors out of those APIs. Don't forget, connectors enable people to do more with less. So, quite a talk, right? I'm going to summarize them in 3 points once again, because I want to drive home this point. How can a pro developers contribute to low-code development?